What the F? How can Disney possibly mess this up? See, when Cad Bane first was released and shown to us in the book of Boba Fett, people were complaining about his color. I was also a little, confused, but it wasn't that big deal. Cad Bane looked great. There was some things he could have fixed. His face was a little fat. The color was a little off or way off. But it still looked great. Cad Bane looked great. I didn't really complain. I can see where people were coming from, but it wasn't that big of a deal. When I first saw the trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi, I honestly thought, and this sounds really bad, I honestly thought that the person that we were seeing without the helmet and the gray face, I honestly thought that was Vader. That sounds bad, right? That sounds bad. I really thought that was Vader. Because when you look at him, he looks like Vader from episode 6. The great face. I was thinking maybe they wanted to show Anakin a little bit. And when he said the line, "Where is he?" They were playing the music. You just thought, well, I thought that was Vader. I needed to watch the trailer about 4, 5, possibly 3 times to be like, wait a minute. Is that the Grand Inquisitor? Because he honestly looks like Uncle Fester. You can compare him to other characters. It just looks like a guy that was, I don't know, like a bad low budget cosplay, dipped his head inside a gray paint bucket, drew some red lines on it. It just doesn't look like the same race that appeared in episode 3. And I don't know how to pronounce their name, but they don't look like them. And it just looks like a round, fat-faced, bald guy with gray paint and red streaks smeared on his head. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm excited. The trailer pumped me up. And at first, I didn't know how bad it was until I started seeing other people complain. And then I took a closer look, and I'm like, oh, shoot, you know what? This actually is pretty bad. It really is. And they need to fix this. Because I don't know what we're looking at here. He doesn't even have the yellow eyes. The anatomy is off. As far as I'm concerned, if you look at the race in episode 3, there was multiple of them, so it just wasn't one that had like some health condition. They all have an elongated head. Their teeth are slanted. This guy's teeth are perfect. Like, does that come with the dark side too? Your eyes turn yellow and your teeth turn perfect? I thought it was the opposite. I thought the teeth become even worse, more decayed looking. But when you look at this race, they're very tall. They have like really long arms. Their teeth are slanted, like coming from from both inward directions, touching each other, kinda. His eye color, like I said, is off. I mean, we just saw them in episode 3. You would think, after all these years, they would get it right. It would be better. You gotta use CGI sometimes. I don't know what is this hatred from certain Star Wars fans that got into Lucasfilm's head that using CGI is bad. No, it's freaking not. We're dealing with aliens here. These are not humans. He looks like a human with paint on him. Sometimes you gotta use CGI to make something look convincing. You can't have this bald, fat-faced man play the Grand Inquisitor, and you're supposed to make us believe that this is the same race that we saw in episode 3 and the same damn character we saw in Rebels. I understand. You can't make the same guy. You can't make him look like Rebels. You can't. Animation and live are 2 different things, but we've seen this race before in episode 3. At least take inspiration from that. At least make it look like that. Then we would shut the hell up and we wouldn't complain. I mean, it's not. I see some comments of some fans bashing the other Star Wars fans, complaining that it looks off. No, it's true. It looks off. We saw them in episode 3. Who is side by side? Put this man with the fat face compared to one of his race in episode 3. It looks like an imposter. If you were playing Among Us, that would be the imposter. That looks nothing like them. He looks like a human with paint on him, and they need to fix it. They have until May to do something about it, or this is going to be criticized. It is, and that might actually affect the ratings of the show. You know, it's just like in Sonic. That first Sonic looked like a freaking monster, and they went back and they fixed it. Sometimes you don't get it right. You got to get it right. And Cad Bane, fine. People let that go. Because he did look badass. They had the same voice actor. It wasn't that bad. But this is unforgivable right here. They need to do something about this. And I can watch the trailer and enjoy it. But now every time I see him, I'm just like, really? This is it right here? Anyways, that's just my opinion. Hopefully they fix it. I'm sure the majority doesn't care. But the true Star Wars fans, the ones that know the lore and know what the character species is supposed to look like, and have seen them in episode 3 and Rebels, they know what these guys are supposed to look like. So yeah, you can trick the majority because the majority don't even know or remember. But the minority are the ones that speak the loudest, and it does look like absolute shit. Anyways, that's all I got to say.